Hello, and welcome to my August wrap-up. To be quite honest with you, this was not the most productive of reading months for me. I just read 2 large books, as in more than 600 pages, and as I am a slow reader, that was kind of a challenge. So therefore, this reading month was not the, again, most productive for me. I didn't read as much as I do usually, but I'm so glad that I read these books. This was quite a good reading month, if I may say so myself. August did the thing, as August usually does, because it's still summer and I love summer. So let's talk about the 5 books. Yes, 5 books that I read this past month. Let me just grab them off my bookshelves, which I actually rotated so it's visible kind of on camera. It's usually vertical to the door, but I had to shift it so you could see it, just because I want a pretty backdrop. Here we have the 2 physical ones, and then the 3 other are audiobooks. Starting off pretty strong, I finally read Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, which is the second installment in the Alex Stern series, or a sequel to Ninth House. I have it up here. A sequel to Ninth House. I quite enjoyed this. There were some flaws, not gonna lie, but I had such a fun time reading this. I missed the vibes, I missed Alex, I missed Darlington. I just loved it. Okay, let's start with the not so good things, I guess, just so I can gush about the good ones later. I did not enjoy the fact that we had these kind of side quests, which did end up becoming a part of the main plot. But I kind of thought that we could focus on the hell, etc. a little more, honestly. And that's the other problem that I have. I hoped that they would actually go into hell and explore it, like Catabasis does, apparently. I didn't read it yet. I am so excited to, but I'm not going to read it probably anytime soon, because I don't have a copy and I won't have time once college starts, really. Except I don't want to chop it up. I hate chopping up books, because then in most cases the whole experience is just not as good as it could be. So I don't want to do that to a good book that I'm really excited about. Anyways, Hellbent kind of roamed away there. Hellbent has its flaws, as I said, and I talked about the side quests and the lack of going into hell type of thing. They do go into hell, that's not a spoiler, it's what you expect. But actually, I saw some criticism. Of course, I read the Goodreads reviews after reading it. I saw that a lot of people didn't like the fact that the characters are just the same. They don't really develop well. I have something to say about that. I don't think that they actually can develop all that much, as in the characters. I think it's not that much of a span of time. Not much time passes in this book, so there isn't quite a lot of room for personal development, given that they have a mission and they are concentrating on it. Alex has her side quests, but they are concentrating on it. And I think while there is not as much mystery as in Ninth House, which some people found disappointing, I don't think you should expect much mystery going into this, because the characters know what's going on. They know they have to go to hell to save Darlington. So there is no mystery, there is just exploring the possibilities of how to go into hell and help Darlington, to get him out of there. So I don't even think that you should expect much mystery going into it. I realize that this is a better angle. This is, of course, personal opinion. as is every review, you know, nothing is objective. So if you are disappointed, I get it, but I just found it really fun because honestly, I thought that the backstories that we learn are so interesting. I love that part. We get to know Tana a bit more, we get to know Trip. That's really cool, and I loved the aspect of like folk tales and folklore being woven into the lore of the book. I love when people do that, the authors. Like the part about the salt, I was so happy reading about it, and yeah, and I guess this may be a little spoilery, so skip to this timestamp, but I don't know if it's much of a spoiler. Basically, like this lore thing about vampires, the theory, I mean, it stays a theory in the book as well, but I love that, you know, the characters can't know everything. They learn as we do, mostly. So if they have a theory, the theories in here are the thing. The theories in here are really natural, they just flow. You can see people getting ideas and talking about them, discussing them, getting to new theories, which I think is very organic, honestly. I love that. I love that so much. I just enjoyed this really a lot, and I can't wait for the third part. I also saw that Leigh Bardugo apparently has the second book curse because everyone thinks that the second installment in every series is the weakest one, except for Six of Crows. I don't know. I loved Six of Crows. I actually preferred the second book over the first, although I adore them both so much. Unoriginal, I know, but it can't be bad. In all of these years that I've been on the internet, so BookTok, BookTube, whatever, I've seen only one bad review of Six of Crows. Only one. So that speaks volumes, I think. Anyway, back to this. While people say that this is like a weak installment, did you read it? Please tell me in the comments, because do you agree with me or do you disagree? Do you agree with people on the internet who say like no mystery and stuff like that? Let me know. I really want to chat with you about it. I gave Hellbent 4.5 stars, 5 on Goodreads, because I just want to support the series. I loved it. Honestly, I did. I am happily looking over the flaws because it was so fun. Oh, and by the way, while reading that scene with someone and someone being by the fireplace, I made faces. Like I was like, you know, I know this was cringe, but I actually made faces, which happens quite rarely. Honestly, quite rarely. I guess I'm just reading good books, I don't know. I forgot to say, I wanted to shout out my lovely bookmark picking, because look at Hellbent. Look at it. It's about hell and demons. And I chose this bookmark. Isn't it perfect? It's so perfect. Couldn't be more perfect. So good. Next up is First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. I'm reading off my phone. I have my Goodreads down here. I listened to this because I was craving something fast-paced, you know, because before that I again read Hellbent, which is kind of a long read for me. It is how much pages? Almost 500 pages, and I took my time with it because I had some stuff in my life, so I didn't quite have a lot of time to read, honestly. So it took a while, and I wanted some fast-paced audiobooks to like compensate, and especially because I was heading into another long book. I'm going to talk about that after First Lie Wins, which is The Toll, which is like chunky. It has 631 pages. Big boy for me. Anyway, I listened to First Lie Wins, and it was fun. You know, I gave it 4 stars, or 3.5 stars for on Goodreads. It was fun. I'm going to be completely honest. While I paid as much attention as I usually do to audiobooks, so quite a lot while multitasking, but I do pay attention to what I listen. I do actually read them. I know what I read, but honestly, I just kind of lost it at, I don't know what percent mark, but at the part where the plot thickens and then you have this whole resolution type of thing, that's where I lost my concentration, because I don't know why, I probably thought about something else. So I'm not really sure if it all makes sense. So I kind of feel guilty about giving it 4 stars, because I genuinely don't know if everything was so good. I read the summary online just to see if I actually knew what the plot and the resolution was about. I kind of did. I did actually. But you know, I forgot about the execution. This rating, I don't know. I hope it's good. I'm kind of begging my mom to read the book too, so we can discuss it, so I can see if this rating is appropriate. The problems I have. The first video after introduction, and already I'm saying, oh, don't believe me, I don't really know what I'm saying. Really nice for a good reputation. Next up, we have a physical. We have The Toll by Neal Shusterman. Also, a good choice of a bookmark. So you see, it's about scythes. And I have this bookmark. The Toll is the third and final installment in the Arc of Scythe series. It was quite good. I love Arc of Scythe. I will make a whole video about it at some point, because I do adore the series so much. It's one of my favorite books of all time, the first one, and the second one was also really good, and this one was really good as well. I gave it 4 stars. However, why? Because I had some problems with it. So let's start with the good stuff to kind of convince you to start the series. The series is about, oh, by the way, I have a physical copy of the first book just to show you. I'll put the picture here. Why? Because it's downstairs and I'm kind of trying to film this while the daylight is still out. Filming problems. The series is about this kind of utopian sci-fi world where every single problem that humanity has and faces is deleted because we have invented this really smart AI, I would say ASI, because it's so advanced, and it basically rules over us, but it's nice, you know, it doesn't make any problems. It's really out there to look out for humanity. Saying us like we have something like that. No, we don't. But that is the society, and because even death is conquered, and getting old, everything is conquered, nothing is our problem anymore. We have this, I'm saying our constantly, but you know, humanity. Everything is under control, but there is a slight problem. Overpopulation, because you can't have people never dying ever, because Earth is only this large and it has only this much resources. So there is this order of scythes whose job is to kill, as in kill forever. You can't be revived because they've killed you, they've chosen you to die, because overpopulation is bad. So we follow this order, these 2 teenagers that are being chosen to become apprentices of one of the scythes, because he wants them to continue his work, because you always need new scythes. And that's basically the premise of the series. Now, if you haven't read the first one, this will all be quite spoilery for you, because, you know, you get to find out who lives, who dies, etc., and who's where, and who finds out what. So I would suggest you just skip this part and go to this stump right here as I talk about lessons in chemistry next. What is good? I'd like to start with that. Again, philosophical questions about... I hope this doesn't mess up my audio. I think they're done. No. Well, I will just continue filming and hope that this doesn't mess up my audio as much as it could potentially. Remember, I'm trying to film this in daylight, so I kind of don't have much time left as it's already almost 7 p.m. So good stuff. Psychological questions, philosophical questions, questions about morality, everything good about the series, and just thinking about the world and how it works and how people react and act. It's so interesting. Again, I will rant in another video. Given that you're here, you probably know what happened in the books before. If you don't, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. I hope I am entertaining. So all of that stuff is great. The characters, great. And Shusterman introduces some new characters that actually you kind of love right away, I guess, because they are introduced in this third volume, and I still love them, like Jericho. I loved that character. The problem is that Jericho, this is not a spoiler by the way, but it turns out that in Madagascar, you have this system of children being born and not given a gender until they are 18 and they decide what they want to be. Jericho here sometimes feels like a woman and sometimes like a man. So I will keep saying he probably. Given that it's cloudy now, I thought that concept was so interesting. I really like it, you know, it's something different. It's talking about the gender fluidity and stuff like that, which I always find interesting. I love seeing perspectives of people who feel that way because I just want to understand, you know. But honestly, what I did mind is that this was introduced in the third volume. So you're telling me that there is this whole place with a unique system and experimentation of basically how people perceive themselves and how they are developing and what they choose for themselves as for pronouns, and it's only here. You don't hear about it anytime before, and there could have been many opportunities. I think they are, but just having this whole concept being thrown into the third volume was a little random for me. I would have loved it if it was in like the first or the second book, but third, it's a huge concept, huge part of world building, and it's only here. Also, about the execution, I did not love the time jumping or the non-linear storytelling. I'm not a fan usually. It can be done good, but I didn't honestly see the point in doing it here. And it was quite confusing. It takes a while for you to figure out what's happening and who's where and when. I don't think that was necessary. The ending was fine. I saw like a short video, a woman talking about how she didn't like the ending because it was so abrupt. I didn't think it was abrupt. I really liked it actually. It felt very satisfying, and this final grand idea that Shusterman had, which was actually, I guess you could have anticipated something like that with that particular thing. I really liked it. I really did. But these type of thing really bothered me, and some things felt a little random. So again, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Next up, I read Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I hope I pronounced that right. I really did like that book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Why? Because while I appreciate a book about women in chemistry in the 50s in such a sexist, awful society for women, of course not for men, and while it was it was kind of unbelievable, a little ridiculous at times when it comes to women writing down lessons and talking about things to each other in like chemical formulas. It's kind of weird, and the fact that she had the money to set up her home lab, that was kind of ridiculous, but I did enjoy it. I couldn't give it 5 stars because of those things, but I did really like it either way. It was so fun. The character that is Elizabeth is so cool and empowering and smart. I really appreciate that the author wrote a book about such women in such ages. She's really forward thinking. She is a feminist. she's atheist, which was like a no-no then. I really like it. I saw a comment again on Goodreads that talked about how such worldviews were just not possible at a time like that because of such, I guess, suppression, etc., etc., this anti-feminism. But honestly, why not? You have people with forward thinking in every area, every. So why can't a woman in the 50s be so progressive? She is smart, she knows she can handle herself. Why wouldn't she be progressive? Why? Like, someone had to be progressive. If people weren't progressive, it would still be in caves, I think. I may be wrong. I don't see that as a problem. Also, people said that the humor wasn't funny. I don't know, I didn't see this book as such of a humorous read, as a like a character study and study of that period and just love for chemistry and rowing of all things. Such a lovely story of a woman who loves her, well, partner, not a husband, because why should she need a husband? And a woman who loves her daughter very much. I just found the book to be about love and chemistry and feminism and rowing. And I saw again a comment about it being anti-Christian and anti-religion and basically mocking religion. No, that's just a woman giving her attitudes toward religion and her choice to be an atheist. Why do we need to bring her down for it? I don't see a reason. I really like the book. I would really recommend it. It's really interesting. It may be weird at places and a little like unconvincing, but it's still a really good read. And the last book I read, audiobook I listened to this month, was The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. I just like memoirs that are written by famous people because I think they actually, many of them don't have an easy life, especially women. And I was not wrong. This was such a strong story about such a strong woman. She went through so much. This just glimpse into stardom and how the media can mess up your perception of yourself, of the world around you, make your life a living hell. The paparazzis, the everything that comes with fame and isn't good. It's all in this book. Not all of it, but for a woman such as Britney Spears and what she went through, it's just really empowering, honestly, and sad. It's gut-wrenching, actually. I kind of had the idea, but you never know, you know? When you see someone, you never know what they're going through, what they went through. I can't even imagine having such a messed up family and to be rid of your freedom in such a way, to not be able to get out of it, although you are actually doing the things that should prove that you are capable of taking care of yourself, while everybody chooses to ignore it. It's awful. It's awful. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Why? Because I'm not judging her story. Her story is her story. It's not a fiction. It's obviously non-fiction. But I didn't quite love the writing style. I think it was really good in a lot of places, but it was kind of repetitive, especially towards the end. And there are some parts that I think maybe shouldn't have been there, or if they should have been there, I think they deserve to be a little more elaborated, because it wasn't always clear why she's sharing that part of her life with us, or that event. Maybe it just went past me, but I didn't get why she chose to share certain parts. So that was it for my August wrap up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you read any of these books, please do tell me in the comments down below. I would love to chat about them with you. Start a discussion. This is the thing that I want. I want a discussion. I want to talk to people about books. What did you read this August? Anything interesting? Would you recommend anything? I challenge you to find something that is not on my TBR, which is ever growing and currently has 1,467 books. I challenge you to find something that I don't have, and to accept the challenge, because I am always looking, obviously, for new good books to read. If you like this video, please do give me a like, consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Again, please do say hi in the comments. I would love to get to know you and talk about books with you. Goodbye. Until the next time.